All right, YouTubers, what is going on? It is your boy Deluxe Man. We are back, and we are live, baby, for another Monday Night Raw review. We are going to review the November 16th edition of Monday Night Raw, the go-home show to WWE Survivor Series 2015. The questions to ask. Did the WWE do its job to get us hyped for the show? In terms of the tournament matches, were the matches good? Was the show, in a way, did it do a good enough job to make us go, oh man, I gotta watch the rest of these matches. I gotta see who's gonna be champion. You know, if it did that for you, put it down below in the comment section. Down below, let us know. Did the show get you excited? What grade would you give tonight's episode of Raw? For me, I will say the first 2 hours. It was a strong B. It was a strong, solid B. That last hour, I don't know. Give me the end of this review to decide. I'm not quite sure. It's right there. It's either between, a C plus or a B minus. I'm not quite sure where I want to put my grade yet. So give me to the end of this review. As you guys are filing in, it should be known, those of you who are football fans, that the Cincinnati Bengals just lost to the Houston Texans. Suck it! The score just came up. Texans beat those Bengals really badly. So happy. Undefeated my ass. The Texans beat that ass really badly, folks. Yes, sir. 10-6. Go Texans. I'm already getting dislikes for that. But also, a couple of stuff to take note of. Rest in peace to Nick Bockwinkel, one of the wrestling greats from AWA. One of my dad's favorite wrestlers back in the day. My dad was a huge AWA fan. He liked Ric Flair. He liked Buddy Rogers, the original Nature Boy. But he liked Ric Flair. He liked Hulk Hogan, of course. He liked others, Gorilla Monsoon. He liked Black Jack Mulligan and others. But he especially liked Nick Bockwinkel, the original heel, the original suit-wearing pompous heel. Definitely, a great contributor to the wrestling business, and he will be missed. Rest in peace. Eddie Guerrero is also someone, rest in peace, who needs to be mentioned because Friday the 13th marked his 10th anniversary of his passing back in 2005, one of the darkest days in wrestling. Even now, one of the darkest days in wrestling. I already did a tribute to Eddie Guerrero back on Sunday 2 weeks ago. So please check that out on Wrestling Paradise. We just go through Eddie Guerrero's career. I talk about my favorite matches with Eddie Guerrero and all that jazz. So check that out on Wrestling Paradise. Speaking of Friday the 13th, oh man, it's just weird how it all just turned out that way. But France, just a quick, blessings going out to the families and to the people who are living in fear, who have no homes to live in because of the terrorist attack over in Paris in France. All I can do at this point is pray. I know a lot of people are getting pissed off at the whole hashtag pray for Paris trending because why can't we all do something? Because people like me can't do much, okay? I don't know how to save all these people who are living in fear or don't have a place to live. I can't do anything about it. All I can do is just type a few words, letting them know that my heart goes out to them. So that's what I'm going to do. And to the people who are going to have an attitude about that, go screw yourself, all right? If you think you're so high and mighty, why don't you come up with a broad plan, some top-notch plan to help all these people across seas? Okay, once you do that, I will stop my hashtagging. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on that tangent. And also, Billy Gunn was fired. In case some of you didn't know, Billy Gunn was recently fired. I think it was because he was doing some weightlifting stuff that he shouldn't be involved in and got in trouble for it. You know, it's sad, you know, because Billy Gunn, this isn't the first time he's been fired. He was let go by WWE once. Now he's been let go again. I'm more worried about what this will mean for James Storm. You got to think about what this is going to mean for James Storm, because Billy Gunn was the one who got James Storm in NXT, you know. So we'll see where that goes. Hopefully it doesn't affect James Storm. And, of course, we got to talk about Miss Ronda Rousey, who took her first loss to Holly Holm. You know, people are just going crazy over it. Oh, my God, Ronda Rousey lost her first match. Oh, my God, she's not immortal anymore. She's lost. She sucks. I'm not a Ronda Rousey fan anymore. She didn't just, by the way, she didn't just lose. She got knocked the fuck out. She lost her streak, lost her title, got knocked out, and then got sent to the hospital. That is one hell of a defeat. And she was talking that mess too. You ain't gonna beat me, Holly. You ain't gonna beat me. And she beat her exactly how she said she would get beat, based off of what she said to Jimmy Fallon. That's exactly how she lost too. That was crazy. But in my opinion, just to wrap this up, because I know you want to get to wrestling, the rematch will be it will be a big time money maker. You know, it's like Ali and Joe Frazier's rematches. First match, oh man, big match. The rematches were even bigger. And the rematch between Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey is going to be freaking awesome for UFC. So enough about that. Let's get to this edition of Monday Night Raw. I gotta say, man, again, the first 2 hours were really, really good, man. I enjoyed the Brothers of Destruction and the Wyatt family promo. I like seeing Kane and Taker go out there. It's nostalgia. I love it. I love those two. They're awesome. We got to remember they won't be around for long, so enjoy them while they're here. Talking about how they're going to beat up the Wyatt family and whatever two members they choose. I'll get to that in a second. But after that, the Wyatt family come out, and then Bray Wyatt shows his mystical powers, because before this, droids came out to the droid theme song. I love that. They were surrounding the ring, and then Bray Wyatt uses his powers to possess the droids, and they all have sheep masks on them, and they attack Kane and Taker. It was like 10 of them, by the way, and they took them all out. And the Wyatts go to attack him, and Bray Wyatt stops them, and that's how we ended. So the segment was fine. I thought the segment was harmless. I thought it did what it needed to do to get us at least a little bit excited for the match. Here's the fucking problem. Here's the problem with this match. Up to, I dare say, last week, I was pumped for this match. The Wyatt family versus the Brothers of Destruction. You can't go wrong with this. WWE, they managed to go wrong with it. Why in the bluest of hells would you have Undertaker and Kane only fight two members of the Wyatt family? Like who thought that was a good idea? You built up the whole Wyatt family, taking out Taker, taking out Kane. And then just last week, Taker and Kane took out the entire Wyatt family by themselves. Now, some of you got angry at that. I can understand it somewhat, but you got to remember, this is Undertaker and Kane. Taker came that close to beating Brock Lesnar. Brock freaking Lesnar. Okay, I would understand it taking multiple people to take him down, but with Kane's help, he has a little bit more leverage. It's okay. By themselves, they can't take on all four, but together as the Brothers of Destruction, they can take them all on. Fine. I was fine with that. I get it. All right? So at least we can do elimination 4-on-2. There's still some interest there. But we found out, apparently on SmackDown, but I don't want SmackDown, so I found out tonight that these guys are going to have a 2-on-2. Like just a regular tag match. What the hell? What storytelling sense does that make? None. Why would the Undertaker and Kane, first off, why would they only want to fight two? Why just two? They would want all of them. We'll take all four of you on. because we did it last Monday. But we're just doing 2. I'll tell you why we're doing 2, because WWE booking themselves into a corner. One, they don't want Taker to lose on his 25th anniversary, although he lost on his 20th anniversary to Kane in 2010. But what do I know? They don't want Taker to lose because, oh, we got to have him lose on 25th anniversary. But they don't also want the Wyatt family to lose. They don't want the whole Wyatt family to lose, so we're going to have to just book a way where they can have Taker win and not hurt the Wyatt family, which is stupid. I never understand why WWE has to protect everybody. Why must you protect your wrestlers? Just let them lose. Let them lose. No one wants to see a regular tag match between these two. Who is booking this? They managed to take something that I actually like and screw it up. Congratulations. I know I have my preview tomorrow, and I pretty much told you how I feel about that match, but whatever. I don't care. That match is stupid. They managed to screw up what could have been a really awesome match for Survivor Series. I don't get it. I don't get it. And then we get the Survivor Series quarterfinals matches. Just gonna name them off. We got Kevin Owens versus Neville. Really good match, hot match. Might even argue second best match of the 4 we got tonight. But great action, very fast paced. It was boom, 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 boom. Neville looked great. Kevin Owens looked great. Neville took some nasty bumps in his match, but I loved his poisoned Frankensteiner spot to Kevin Owens. That was awesome. In the end, Kevin Owens wins and advances. Then we got Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler. Yet another really good match. Very competitive. And I will say that's the highlight of this show. The matches, the quarterfinal matches. I thought they did a really good job with, really good job with making all 8 of them look strong in terms of the quality of their matches, in terms of, setting them up. Dean Ambrose ends up beating Dolph Ziggler in a very competitive match, so he advances. And then, in a shocking scenario, in a shocking way, the next one is Cesaro versus Roman Reigns. Thinking about it now, I feel, although I appreciate the Divas closing the show, I appreciate that. I'm happy you gave them a shot. So we can't say that, we didn't give them a shot at least. Well, I'm happy they got that shot. I still feel like even now, we should have closed it with Cesaro and Roman Reigns. We should have closed it with this one. Not saying I didn't like what they did with the Divas, although I'll get to that little tidbit at the end because that was very controversial. I feel like this was the match to end it on. I thought it was a really good match. I thought it was an excellent match. I thought the crowd was into it. I thought the emotion was there. Roman Reigns and Cesaro brought it. And although the ending was what we predicted, I still feel like this was the absolute highlight of the show. These two tore it up, Cesaro and Roman Reigns. Really good match overall. It's just sad that although I predicted it, I said 30% chance of Cesaro winning. He still didn't win. Roman Reigns ends up beating Cesaro to the dismay of a lot of people on Twitter and the people inside the arena. Because it was dead even at first when the match started. It was half Roman, half Cesaro. And then it started to shift over towards Cesaro because Cesaro completely outclassed Roman Reigns. He did a freaking cartwheel off the top rope, onto the ropes, into the ring. I can't describe that any better than what I did. You gotta watch it. It's awesome. He just freaking outclassed, outwrestled, outperformed Roman Reigns. He did. And it made me really despise the decision to have him lose. Because he was that good. It was that good. I knew he was going to lose. I even said to not put your stock in Cesaro winning. But damn it, man. Damn it. The guy is a star. He is a freaking star. And at least he should be semifinals, finals. At least. But no, he's going to be in a random-ass Survivor Series match where the losers fight some random heels. Guarantee you'll be like Ziggler and Cesaro and Neville versus Sheamus and King Barrett and, I don't know, Stardust. Something like that. Because woo, that's what we want to see. Dang it, man. I don't know. I really thought this match was really well done. But you know, Cesaro's not American. He's not American. He wasn't made by the WWE machine. So he's gonna have to work twice as hard just to get to the top. You know. I find it funny that something like cartwheeling off the top rope onto the ropes and inside the ring, that's the kind of stuff you would say for people who don't get pushed. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, for him to get pushed, you would have to do a cartwheel off the top rope into the ring. You know? He did it. He's still not going to get pushed. Yeah. Great match, by the way. Not taking anything away from the match. It's just, I wanted Cesaro to win, but I knew Roman Reigns was going to win. And I also knew Del Rio would beat Kalisto. It would have been nice. It would have been nice for Kalisto to beat Alberto Del Rio, just to shake things up. You know, not be so predictable. We all predicted Ambrose, Owens, Reigns, and Del Rio. It would have been nice to shake something up and give him Kalisto, but you don't want to do that because, you know, then Roman Reigns would have to beat all of 3 baby faces to get to the main event and get that world championship, which wouldn't make him look good at all. But it is what it is, man. I don't know. But yeah, there you go. Semifinals for Sunday. Del Rio, Roman Reigns, and I think it's Owens, and Ambrose. It's going exactly how we saw it. Exactly. Okay, before we get to the Divas Championship contract signing, let me talk about the New Day, because I love the New Day. Love the New Day's promo before their 6-man tag. You had freaking Big E going out there mocking the Usos, talking about some, you heard what the Usos say? Talking about that, Oos! Ow! Oos! Ow! It was awesome. New Day is funny. I love them. They're entertaining. I regret ever thinking about the Nation of Domination. I regret it. It was stupid. Shame on me. Shame on me. This is what they need to be. New Day is killing it right now, and I'm proud of them. Keep it up. One of the best parts of Monday Night Raw. Their 6-man tag, though, sucked. It was the New Day versus the Usos and Ryback. How many times are the Usos and New Day going to touch? How many times are they going to touch? They're going to have another match at Survivor Series, guarantee you. It's just stupid. They've touched like 10,000 times already. But Ryback got the New Day the victory because he disqualified his team because he lost his temper. So who cares? And throughout the show, we had Triple H talking to people like Kevin Owens and Cesaro and Del Rio, planting the seeds that, hey, just maybe someone else could be the man. You never know. Someone even suggested that Cesaro might be the one to turn heel, which, we'll see. Anyways, okay, I guess. Oh, in the position. Okay, I guess we gotta talk about the ending segment. Divas Championship contract signing involving Charlotte and Paige. Couple of positives. Love the build-up. I love that they rehashed the history of these two. I love that they gave them time. We told the story of Paige and Charlotte, how they got here, how she won the championship, how they broke up their team, all leading up to the closing segment. You know, what's going to happen when these two collide? You know, for the most part, in terms of their feud, I have no problems with it. I thought the feud was built up pretty nicely, actually. Former teammates came down from NXT, came up together. Now the Divas Championship has caused or created a rift between them. And Paige has become a more controversial figure, the anti-diva. More and more so, she's becoming that anti-diva figure, which, you know, it's cool. I like it. So going into this segment, you know, we have Charlotte and Paige go out there. Let me just say this, man. Charlotte is not good at scripted promos. I don't think that's her strong suit. Charlotte should not be cutting promos off a piece of paper. She needs what a lot of the good promos have. She needs points to talk about, bullet points, and she needs to just be her. Okay. Now, the thing with Charlotte is based off of her NXT promos, she tends to get a little heelish during her promos. And that's just her. She's just a natural heel. She She's just a natural heel, just like her father. Ric Flair is a natural heel. Let's do it again. He's a natural heel. You know? But that's fine. That's her. You know, she has that respect factor to her. She's really good inside the ring. So she kind of has that, okay, I have the right to be a little bit egotistic because I'm really good. I don't really think what they did for her did her any favors, though. I don't like the fact that she was out there just kind of stumbling over her lines, talking really slowly. And then she paused. Like, she did like this awkward pause somewhere in her promo. It was like, it was weird. Paige did a better job because she's used to it. She's probably managed or figured out a way to kind of cut through the monotony and make it a little bit better. But we talk about the crux of this promo. Charlotte brings up Reed Flair, one of the, siblings of Charlotte, one of Ric Flair's sons, the son that passed away because of overdosing. They bring him up. Charlotte's like, I am doing this for my brother. As soon as they brought him up, I went, oh God. I don't think I'm gonna like this. They keep talking about it. I'm doing it for my brother. South Carolina, they're getting behind it. Like, okay, this is Ric Flair's, Ric Flair's daughter. This is our hometown girl. We'll give her a shot. And then Paige comes in with the straight low blow. And I'm talking about low blow. Charlotte's talking about, I have a lot of fight in me. I fight for my family. And then Paige says, but your little brother didn't have much fight in him now, did he? And I was like, they brawl. It's a brawl. Then Charlotte beats the fuck out of Paige. And then we end with that. I go on Twitter. People are pissed. I'm pretty sure you guys are pissed. I'm pretty sure you guys are saying that was tasteless. I'm pretty sure you guys are telling me that, man, they ruined the Divas the Revolution. This is going too far. Why did Vince put his freaking hands in this? And guys, look, I understand it. I understand. I agree with you. I do think, in a way, they could have done this a little bit better. I understand from that aspect. I didn't like didn't like the scripted promos from Charlotte. I felt like it could have been done, maybe orchestrated a little bit more better than that. But, man, I had to think if they were going to do something like this, they had to get the approval of Ric Flair and Charlotte. Because I guarantee you, Charlotte would not have done this if she was uncomfortable with it. So I would have to think before they did something like this, the Flairs okayed it. Okay. Not saying that okaying it makes it any better, but you know how this process works. And it did get Paige some heat. Got her some massive heat. Necessary heat? I don't know. It's weird, man. Maybe it's me just wanting the Divas to work. Maybe I'm just hoping that this Divas Revolution works out. It pans out. Okay? I talk about heat. Legit heels getting legit heat all the time. Back in the day, this is what they did. They went personal. And I don't know, man. This is one of those times where your boy the Alyx man is actually stumped. Do I rip it apart for going over the edge? Or do I appreciate it for pushing the envelope? Which is something we complain a lot about when it comes to WWE. We're not pushing the envelope enough. And they're pushing it with the Divas of all people. Divas closed the show, and they went a totally different direction with them. They did something that they don't usually do with them nowadays. I don't know, guys. I mean, I guess I will leave that up to the fans. I personally, I don't know how to feel about it right now. but I will read your comments. I am looking forward to reading your comments on this issue because I want to see what you guys have to say about this. Okay. I made up my mind. I'm going to give this show a C. C+, if that makes you guys feel any better. Let's go C+, because I know some of you are just like, oh, with the Lex, man, why don't you use pluses and minuses? C+. I'll give you the C+. Matches were great. Really good matches overall. I enjoyed the matches. Last hour needed some work. It did. Kalisto and Del Rio, by the way, was a pretty sloppy match. I didn't talk about that. I did like the Nick Botwinkle tribute. I appreciate that. But overall, I don't know, man. I feel like the outcomes being very predictable. We see it coming. They had a chance to change things up in terms of the Survivor Series tournament. They didn't do it. Great matches. I just feel like it was playing it kind of safe. And then the ending when they didn't play it safe at all. You know, I'm one of those guys that's like, I'm happy you pushed the envelope, but was that the right way to push it? Again, we'll see how you guys react to it down below because I am about to go to your comments right now. So let me read what fans have been saying about Raw. Monday Night Raw. So here we go. Let's pull this up. I'm pretty sure it wasn't too bad for some, but we will find out. All right. Let's see. Going down. Okay, hold on for a second, guys. Okay, I don't know why it does this a lot, but sometimes when I pull it up, it says comments disabled. It's not disabled. I know it's not disabled. It can't be disabled. It shouldn't be disabled. I hope it's not disabled. Well, it's not. Okay. All right, here we go. I hated the fact that the same people who posted give Divas a chance were crying for something new, and when they give them something new, they get pissed off at it. So you're someone who actually enjoyed them pushing the envelope a little bit, which is cool. I mean, again, maybe you guys are just on the same on the fence about it as much as I am. You know, you're the same thinking, the same thought way. I can't find my words today right now. Maybe you guys feel exactly how I feel about it. You don't know how to feel. It's kind of like, okay, I'm glad you did that, but I don't know. Someone here said it was definitely tasteless, but I enjoyed it because it was crossing the bridge. It crossed the line, which you don't get a lot in wrestling nowadays. So, okay, there you go. Somebody else thought it was good. Reed had nothing to do with their feud. It was unnecessary to bring them in. That's also true. You know, I don't know. Again, it's going to be very controversial. Someone here says Paige isn't good on promos, period. Someone here says Kalisto should beat Alberto Del Rio. You know, it would change some things up. I agree. You know, again, it was very predictable to have Kalisto lose, because I would have actually been happy to see him, you know, win. You know, change some things up once in a while, if that makes sense. You know, let me see. I'm trying to get more comments. This feed's not bringing up all the comments. It's getting kind of annoying. Hang tight, guys. I'm trying to get some more comments on this thing. Maybe I should. Here we go. If Reigns turns heel, I'll be happy about him winning the championship. But now he's just really annoying. You have to think they have to have something planned for Roman Reigns. They can't just give him the championship and go, sink or swim, Roman Reigns, because that's not going to work. I saw people comparing Sasha to Cesaro and Charlotte to Roman Reigns. What? Charlotte's not doing anything wrong. Charlotte's awesome. Why do fans hate Charlotte? Someone explain that to me. Someone explain to me why fans don't like Charlotte Flair. Because I personally love Charlotte Flair. That's just me. That's my opinion. But I think she's awesome. You know, I think she is a great worker. I think when she's not scripted, she has really good promos. You know, someone explain to me, why don't you guys like Charlotte? Because I think she's awesome. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, guys, I can't see the comments. So tell you what, I'll just respond to those through text after I post this video, because for some reason the comments are not showing. So thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I'm giving this show a C+. Tomorrow I will do my preview for Survivor Series. And then Sunday is the review for Survivor Series. And then what other video comes. So with that said, thank you guys for watching this review. Like me on Facebook. Subscribe to like me here on YouTube. Donate to my Patreon if you guys would like to contribute to the growth of this channel. But with that said, thank you guys for tuning in. This is your boy, Alyx, man, signing off. Peace out.